We begin with breaking news out of Vancouver International Airport. One person has been arrested following a security incident involving a small plane. Our Liam Britton is there at the airport and joins us live. And Liam, at this hour, what do we know about what happened?
Well, Ian, there's still a lot of questions about what exactly happened here at YVR. You can see the domestic departure terminal right here behind me. But here's what we do know right now. So just before 1:30 this afternoon Pacific time, there was some sort of what the airport is calling a security incident over the airspace above YVR, when a small private plane entered the airspace, and that necessitated a 39-minute ground stop for airplanes at YVR. Now, a ground stop, if you've never heard the term, it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. Just the planes stay on the ground, they stop while the incident is resolved. And so at that point, during this time, planes began being diverted to other airports. And we're still trying to find out a little bit more about the security incident itself. There's been some video circulating on social media that shows this quite dramatic scene of basically a small Cessna-type plane landing on a sunny airstrip while a number of RCMP SUVs pursue it. Not exactly your average high-speed chase, but that was what was happening on the tarmac. And since that time, we've also heard from Victoria International Airport, and they've told us that an aircraft operated by the Victoria Flying Club was involved in this incident. And so they say that this plane apparently left Victoria sometime just before 1 o'clock today. We're also hearing from the airport. We're still trying to get some more information from the airport itself, but they're kicking us over to police at this time, to Richmond Mounties. They say, as you mentioned, one person has been arrested. We're not sure who that person is. We're not sure if charges have been recommended at this time, but that is what we know so far, Ian, and we are looking to find out more information as we speak.
Yeah, it's always interesting in these incidents, particularly Canadian incidents, how slow it is to get information from officials. A former CBC colleague texted me to say he was on a WestJet flight supposed to go from Toronto to Vancouver. It got diverted to Abbotsford. Their pilot said it was because the airspace at YVR was closed down, but it's taken us, a long time to even get basic information, and still no details, Liam. But what are you hearing from passengers and people at the airport?
Well, we've been hearing from some passengers, like your colleague. You can take the colleague out of the CBC, but not the CBC out of the colleague, I guess. We've heard from one passenger who was diverted to Calgary, who described being on a WestJet flight, and the pilot basically came on the radio and said there was a plane in the airspace that wasn't communicating with the tower. Here's a bit of what that passenger had to tell us today.
And we were about to go onto the runway, and then we just suddenly stopped, and they were like, we kind of sat there for, I want to say, maybe about 15 minutes before the pilot came on, and then he came on and said, there's no airspace, the airspace has been closed because of a ultralight plane that is not communicating with the tower. And then he said, yeah, he's finally communicating with the tower. And I saw a video on, I just turned on my phone after I landed, and I saw a video of it, and it looked like the guy was just like aimlessly flying over the airport.
And so there you have it from Matthew Brousseau, who was sent to Calgary. So if you have a look behind me, Ian, you can see that here at YVR, things are beginning to return to normal. It's not the busiest day, but we are seeing that, we are still looking for more information from officials, police, and the airport.
All right, Liam, perfect timing because your video has just stopped with that live hit from YVR. So just to review for those of you who are watching, the YVR, one of the busiest airports in the country, was closed to incoming traffic for a period of time this afternoon Pacific time. It was because a small aircraft was creating a problem. It landed safely, and as you saw in that video that we played while Liam was talking, the police were responding in force. Like a lot of police officers were responding, and YVR not saying a lot, but saying that the sole occupant of the plane, i.e. the pilot, was taken into custody. Among the questions that we're trying to get answers to at this hour and are still working on this in our newsroom is why was the plane flying aimlessly, as Liam described it, around the airport? Why did it not communicate? Why did the pilot not communicate with the airport? And on what basis has the pilot been arrested? And will he be charged? So we're working on this story. We'll have updates for you throughout the next 2 hours.